You think you know how to survive. You've read the books, bought the gear, got your GPS. But imagine the deep southern swamp. Grid totally down, no cell signal, no GPS. Your fancy tech is just dead weight. Modern survival guides offer nothing here. When everything fails, only the forgotten wisdom of generations, the hard-earned secrets of families who lived this life, will keep you alive. They knew things we've completely lost, and you need them now. Number 1. Reading water levels and tides. In the bayou, water is your highway, but it's also your biggest threat. You have to know where it's headed. Forget weather apps, just look at the cypress trees. See that dark stain circling the base? That's the high water mark. It tells you exactly how high a flood can get, and it's your absolute do not camp here line. For the daily tides, watch the fiddler crabs. When they're all out scurrying on the mudflats, the tide is low. When they vanish into their holes, the water is coming back in. But reading the water is one thing. What about reading the landscape to find your way? Number 2. Building raised sleeping platforms. The landscape doesn't just show you the path, it shows you how to live. And in a swamp, that means getting completely off the ground. The ground is a wet, dangerous place, home to snakes, alligators, and flash floods. You have to sleep above it. Find sturdy cypress logs and drive them deep into the mud until they hit solid earth. This creates a stable base that won't sink or wash away. Then just lash together a simple platform on top. It's not fancy, but it keeps you dry and out of reach of anything slithering below. A safe place to rest is critical, but it won't keep you alive for long on its own. Number 3. Identifying safe drinking water sources. You can't last more than a few days without water, but drinking straight from the swamp is a fast way to get sick. That stagnant water is a breeding ground for bacteria. Your safest option is always collecting rainwater. If you can't, look for plants like cattails, which often grow near fresher, moving water. But never drink it straight. You have to purify it. Boiling is the most reliable way to kill anything nasty in there. Clean water will keep you hydrated, but your body needs fuel to keep going. Number 4. Catching fish with handmade traps. A fish trap is basically an automatic food catcher that works while you do other things. You'll need a bunch of young, flexible branches and some tough vines to tie them together. Weave the branches into a long basket, but here's the secret: the entrance. It's a funnel that points inwards. Fish can swim through the wide opening easily, but once they're inside, they can't find that tiny hole to get back out. Just place it in a current, and you've got a meal waiting. But fresh food doesn't last long, especially in the heat. Number 5. Navigating through marshland by memory. In a swamp, every direction can look identical, and getting turned around is dangerously easy. With no GPS, your brain has to become the map and compass. The trick is to actively hunt for landmarks. Things that truly stand out. A lightning-scarred cypress, a patch of brightly colored flowers, or a unique bend in the water channel. These are your waypoints. You then chain these points together in your mind, creating a mental path. It's the only way to ensure you're moving forward, not just walking in circles until you're exhausted. But knowing where you're going is only half the battle. You also have to know what you can touch and what you can't. Number 6. Using moss and plants for insulation. The swamp provides more than just landmarks. It provides a blanket. That stringy stuff hanging everywhere is Spanish moss, and it's a fantastic natural insulator. The secret is getting it bone dry first. This kills off any bugs and stops it from rotting. Once it's dry and light, you can stuff it between your layers of clothing or pack it into the walls of a shelter. This simple trick traps your body heat and blocks out the damp chill of the night. Staying warm is a priority, but a simple cut can become a serious problem out here. Number 7. Avoiding dangerous wildlife habitats. You're not alone out here, and the locals aren't always friendly. The key is knowing their turf. Watch for alligator slides, smooth, muddy paths leading right into the water. If you hear a deep, rumbling bellow, that's a male gator telling you to back off, and you should listen. Snakes, especially cottonmouths, love hiding under logs and in thick brush near the water's edge. The golden rule is simple: never stick your hands or feet where you can't see. Avoiding the big predators is crucial, but the smallest threats can be just as deadly. Number 8. Finding dry ground after floods. When the water starts rising, the entire landscape becomes your enemy. You need to find higher ground, and fast. The secret is in the trees. Cypress and tupelo thrive with wet roots, but look for a change to pines or oaks. Those trees need drier soil, which means the land beneath them is elevated. Look for these subtle islands called hammocks. Even a few feet of elevation can mean the difference between life and death. Getting there first is one thing, but making it livable is another challenge entirely. Number 9. Harvesting wild edible plants. Dry ground is a start, but you can't survive on dirt. Luckily, the swamp is a natural grocery store if you know what to look for. The easiest one is the cattail. It has that classic brown, corn dog looking top. You can't miss it. Dig up the thick roots, clean them off, and cook them like potatoes for a solid meal. Another is pickerel weed, with its heart-shaped leaves and spikes of purple flowers. The young leaves are good cooked like spinach. Just remember the golden rule: if you aren't 100% sure what it is, don't eat it. But what happens when you get hurt and there's no doctor around? Number 10. Repairing small boats by hand. Your pirogue is your lifeline out here, so a leak is a massive problem. Luckily, nature provides a fix. Find a pine tree and scrape off its sticky sap. If you can, heat it over a fire until it becomes a thick black pitch. Then you just need something to plug the hole. A piece of cloth from your shirt or even a wad of dry moss works. Shove it in the crack and smear that hot pitch over everything. It's a tough, waterproof seal that'll get you home. Fixing your boat is one thing, but some problems are much harder to patch up. Number 11. Predicting storms from natural signs. You can't just patch a hole in the sky. When a big storm is rolling in, your only defense is knowing it's on the way before it hits. The old-timers knew to watch the clouds. Look for high, wispy ones that look like a horse's tail, or a sky-wide pattern like fish scales, what they call a mackerel sky. Both are classic signs that the weather is about to turn. The animals will also give you a heads up. When you see birds flying low and quiet, they're getting ready to hunker down. Knowing a storm is coming helps you find shelter, but what if you need to send a message over a long distance? Number 12. Preserving food in hot weather. That fish you just caught is great for dinner tonight, but in the swamp heat, it'll be rotten by morning. With no refrigeration, any fresh meat is on a timer. The old solution is smoking it. You'd build a simple rack from green branches, hang thin strips of meat, and keep it over a slow, smoldering fire. The key is using wood that makes a lot of smoke but not a lot of flame. The smoke and low heat slowly dry the meat, killing bacteria and creating a tough outer layer. It turns a meal that would spoil in hours into food that can last for days, even weeks. Preserving your food is a huge step toward long-term survival. But our final skill is the one that ties everything else together. Number 13. Making natural insect repellents. You can survive predators and find food, but the smallest enemies can take you down. Mosquitoes and ticks in the swamp aren't just annoying. They carry disease. Luckily, the land provides a solution. The American beautyberry plant. You'll recognize it by its bright purple berries, but the real magic is in the leaves. Just grab a handful, crush them to release the natural oils, and rub them directly on your skin. It's a powerful repellent that's been used for generations to keep the bugs from biting.